What's going on, guys, and welcome to Yota Xpedition. We have our 3rd gen Tacoma here in the shop, and we just finished up installing a base rack from ARB, and now we are adding a awning here from ARB with the awning quick release brackets. So we're going to show you how to get this thing installed. So when it comes to picking the right size awning for your vehicle, ARB has 3 different sizes: 1.5, 2 and 2.5 meters. This one right here is the 2-meter one, which comes in actually at 6.5 feet. And then when we pair the awning with these quick release mounts from ARB, it's going to be a very simple install. On the very side of our ARB base rack, it has a dovetail, and these mount right to that. It's going to make it very easy to get installed. So looking at all the stuff here included with the bracket for the awning, we have one pre-assembled here. We'll go ahead and assemble this other one and show you how to do that. So we have this together here in this orientation. This is where the dovetail is going to go, and this is going to clamp onto the side of our roof rack. We're going to take one of the carriage bolts. We're going to drop that down in like that. We're going to take a washer, and we're going to take a nylock nut. We're going to get that started, and then we'll put the other one in here as well. All right, so we have the brackets pre-assembled here from ARB. We have the other pieces that came with it that are going to be going to the back of the awning. And right here we have the hardware that actually comes with the awning itself. These are bolts with a square head. We're going to take those, and these are slotted, so we can slide these in. And we're going to get these laid out where we need to mount these onto the back side of the awning. So as you can see here on the bracket from ARB, there's 4 holes on the outside, 2 of them being smaller and 2 of them being bigger. We're going to be using these smaller holes. So now that we have those lined up where they need to be, we can put the nuts on. We're just going to leave it loose so that we can still slide this. Now we're going to take these studs that get pressed in, and those are going to go into one of these 3 holes right here on the back. What you want to do is determine on how high or low you want your awning to be, and that's going to determine which hole you pick. So if you want it to be higher, you're going to go in the bottom hole. If you want it to be lower, we're going to go in the top hole, but we're just going to go right in the middle. So in order to get this stud started and pressed into this bracket, we're going to take the nut and thread it down. We'll tighten that a little bit, and that'll pull it in. All right, so we got those nuts just snug enough so that it's not loose, but we can still move this back and forth. Now we can go ahead and get these brackets mounted up onto our base rack and determine on how far apart we need them to get the awning mounted up. Now you can mount this on the passenger side or the driver's side. We're going to be doing it on the driver's side because we are going to be doing a snorkel on here from ARB as well, and if that's going to get in the way, we'll just go ahead and do it on the driver's side anyway. All right, so we got our 2 brackets for the base rack, and we have our ratchet and socket to get these tightened down. We already know that the awning is longer than the base rack itself, so we're going to go ahead and put these all the way at the end like so. So all the way to the back and all the way towards the front, and we'll get this tightened down. So we're going to take those nuts from those studs that we pressed in. We're going to get those started on there. And now we can go ahead and get this hung from the brackets on the base rack. All right, so if you have an extra person, definitely come in handy to get everything lined up. And if you look at those brackets that you put onto the base rack, the center has a bigger sized hole, and it's big enough to fit this nut through on the back side of the awning. So we'll go ahead and put that through, and then once we have it through, we can push it forward, or we can push it back and lock it in place. And then we'll take that nut and we'll tighten it down.
Pushing it forward?
Yeah, push it forward. Actually, maybe we should go backwards, because when you're driving, it's pushing back, and for some reason, if it comes loose...
If you slam on the brakes,
I mean,
or you run into something.
Either way, it's going to go somewhere, but...
I already have it front and tight.
All right, front. So since we didn't tighten those 4 back bolts or nuts, we can slide this forward or backwards and get it positioned exactly where we want it to on the truck. Also, side note, when you put the awning into those brackets that you put onto the base rack, you want both of them to be either towards the front of the slot or towards the back of the slot. So if you want to make this a quick release awning, you could just loosen that nut front and back and then slide it forward or slide it back, and pull it off just like that. That rhymed. So now that we have it positioned where we want, we'll go ahead and tighten down those 10mm nuts on the rear, locking the awning in place where we want it, and then we can go ahead and get this thing open and see how it looks. So with the roof rack, yep, it's the awning. So with the awning done, we just pulled it outside. We're gonna go ahead and open this thing for the first time, see how it looks and see how the setup process is. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing unzipped. And once you have it unzipped, there is 2 Velcro straps holding this thing in place. Very quick and simple to undo. Once you have both straps taken off, we'll go ahead and get it out from its cover. And now we can start unraveling it. And once we have it all the way out, we can let the legs drop down. I have the legs in its shortest position and I have them angled back to help hold the awning out because we need to get the other arms that are up inside here. And that's the best way to keep this thing stable without it falling all over the place. So let's go ahead and get these popped out. So up here, we have the other supporting legs, which we're gonna flip out. And we're going to twist this, extend it out. There is a hole here. We have to get that lined up. So we'll get that pin in the hole, push this out so we have tension on the awning. Twist that, and then we can take the Velcro straps and we'll get that Velcroed around there to keep it nice and sturdy. Take our second support rod, put that pin in the hole, push it out so it's nice and tight, lock it down, and get our Velcro on. Now we'll go ahead and lift this up to our height. This is definitely way easier with 2 people, I can say that for sure, but you can get it done with 1 person. And from here, you would just take your lines and stakes and get this thing nice and secure. All right guys, so we have the awning set up. Now there is also a really cool feature to this awning, which is a built-in LED light that can switch from cool white to an amber color. Unfortunately, we have lost the controller, so we cannot plug it in and we cannot show you it working. We're gonna have to reach out to ARB to get us another one.
No, this is it. It's in this one. There were 2.
So this is sealed off here from all the elements, and we have a plug and wire that runs into your vehicle and simply just plugs into your cigarette lighter. Now you can wire it other ways if you would like. If you have a switch panel and you want to do it that way, that's probably what we're going to be doing in the future. But the easiest and simplest thing to do is just plug it into your cigarette lighter. You can change the color, you can change the brightness, and I think it's a really cool feature. All right guys, that's gonna wrap up this awning install here from ARB. Overall, a really nice awning. If you guys wanna pick up one of these for your Tacoma, 4Runner, or whatever it is, you can head over to YotaXpedition.com and pick one up. And if you have any questions about this install, drop a comment down below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. So now that the awning is opened up, one of the coolest features about this thing is the built-in LED light. So this can change colors, it can change brightnesses, and also, is brightnesses even a word?
It is now.
Start over.